Hello you guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our September reset. I say ours like it's me and you in this together. It's been a while since I filmed a sit down video. I think since my last monthly reset a month ago. I was going through a phase where I was filming so many sit down videos during the first trimester because that's all I could stomach, quite literally. And I missed it. I've missed just like sitting down, chatting to you guys. I do have a pregnancy Q&A that I really need to film. I've been like low-key putting it off, which we'll unpack later in the video. As always, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Ella. I'm 28. I live in Adelaide. I do a lot of lifestyle content, vlogs, and personal finance videos. I do these reset videos every single month. I've been doing these for over 4 years now, which is crazy. I was actually looking back on my one from 2021 and I was like, oh my God, I was a literal child. I was 24 and I'm about to be 29. So we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, every month I go over my budget from the previous month. We look at how much we saved, what we invested, what we saved, and then I set a new budget for the next month. I talk through my current financial goals, upcoming things that we're working on for the following month, and then I do the same with my goals. Go over my goals from the last month, set new goals. You guys get the idea. Last month I also shared my monthly favorites and you guys really seem to enjoy that. So we are bringing it back. I guess we'll start off with that, talk through some of the things that I've been loving this month. We have a few. First thing being this beautiful beverage I have in my hands. This is the blackcurrant Hydra Mama. Oh my gosh, you guys, I actually had so many DMs when I announced my pregnancy being like, you have to try Hydra Mama. They actually reached out to me and kindly sent me some of their products. This is the blackcurrant flavor that I have today. Tastes like Ribena. I don't want to be dramatic and I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but this has quite literally cured my nausea. It could just be the timing, but I've been having this every single day for the last week and a half and I have not vomited. Touch wood. I'm on an almost 2-week no vom streak and I'm loving it. Like I said, it could be just down to timing with where I'm at in my pregnancy, but oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. It tastes incredible. Both flavors, this is the passion fruit and orange and the blackcurrant. Both flavors taste incredible. I'm definitely gonna be stocking up on some more. It's an electrolyte, so you don't have to be pregnant to have it, but it's got essential vitamins, minerals, essential electrolytes. It's easy to digest, thirst quenching, and it's sugar-free. I don't know how they do it because it tastes incredible, but sugar-free. This isn't sponsored, but they have also given me a discount code. Sorry, my hair is really bothering me. SMILEY will get you, I think, 20% off. I'll have the link down below if you are thinking of making any purchases. I've been doing 1 sachet per like glass or 2 sachets in a big bottle, and that's been working really well for me and I've been having that every single day and I feel $1 million. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm feeling so much better. My nausea is like non-existent. Like I can't believe it. Kind of continuing on with the pregnancy favorites, so sorry to be annoying, but another favorite has been the Pure Mama belly oil. Now, I don't know if I necessarily believe in like belly oil preventing stretch marks. Like I think you're just naturally prone to them or not. I definitely am. It's just genetic, but this definitely helps keep my belly hydrated. I've noticed the bump is bumping a little bit more. And if I don't use this, I'm starting to get like itchy and irritated. So I really, really like this. I just pop it on straight out of the shower and I feel $1 million. It's also just like a nice ritual. There's something about like rubbing your belly. I don't know, a little self-care moment and just like connecting with my body. I've really been enjoying it. And the smell I adore. This is actually a fresh bottle. I have one sitting in my bathroom. I bought this when I was like maybe 6 weeks pregnant. This was my first pregnancy purchase. One of my first pregnancy symptoms was really heightened sense of smell. And this is actually one of the few things I could stomach was the smell of this. Oh, I can't even describe it. Like what even is that? It just smells like a spa. Yeah, love this. Generously applying it on my belly, my hips, my boobs, everywhere really, because everything is moving and grooving, if you know what I mean. Next favorite will come as no surprise to anyone that watches the vlogs, but I have been obsessed with polymer clay. This has become my new screen-free hobby. There's something about it that is just so relaxing. I bought a kit off Amazon, but I think you can get them from like Kmart, Spotlight. It's everywhere. It's been blowing up my TikTok, and maybe you just have to be on like that side of TikTok for it to infiltrate your For You page, but I've been obsessed. It's just been nice to like get off my phone, get creative, do something with my hands, and for there to be no, like there's no strings attached, no expectations. Yeah, I've really been enjoying that. I just had to mention it. Next favorite is a book that I read this month. I talked about this in my recent vlog, so I'm not gonna go too into it, but The Wedding People by Alison Espage. Firstly, look at this beautiful cover. Don't mind Elsie's little teeth marks. She absolutely shredded it to bits. It was really heavy, but it's done in such a digestible and like, I don't want to say lighthearted way. The humor, the dark humor is just what makes it lighthearted. It just touches on such deep topics, but in such a, yeah, like digestible way. I love the characters. They felt very real and fleshed out to me. Essentially, it follows this middle-aged woman called Phoebe who's recently divorced. She goes to this hotel in Rhode Island with the intention of ending her life. While she's at the hotel, there is a wedding taking place and she meets the bride and the other wedding guests, and it kind of unravels from there. You learn about her story and what led her there and what led her to that moment. And then yeah, I'm not gonna give too much away, but it's a really well done book. Really liked it. Love Phoebe. I often get really annoyed with some female main characters, but this one was done really well. And the cover is just actually stunning. I wish my copy wasn't destroyed. And final favorite is a app that I've been loving. I did work with them on my Instagram and my TikTok, but like genuinely love and use them. My parents have started using them and they're like obsessed. They're like, this is so good. The app's called Eat Club. I'll have a link again down below if you want to download it. Excuse me. I'm gonna blame that on the baby. Yeah, basically it's an app that gives you a list of different restaurants in your areas that you can do takeaway. There's restaurants, bars, and it'll give you a percentage off. You have to go between certain times. A lot of them are like decent times. Like I went for dinner at 7 o'clock at night and it will give you like 30% off. The restaurant will provide this discount if they have spare tables and they're just trying to drive business. So it's like a very mutually beneficial thing. It drives business to these places and it's just so good. Like it's almost too good to be true. You pay for it in the Eat Club app. You don't even have to mention that you have a discount to staff. You just pay as normal and the discount's like automatically applied. This sounds like an ad, I promise it's not. Yeah, I've just been loving it. It's such a good idea. It's also just like a fun way to try out new restaurants or places that you maybe haven't thought of. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. Now moving on to our goals from the previous month. As always, I'm going to start by reflecting on the previous month so we can see what we did well, what we did not so well, and only improve. We're constantly improving. I used to be so hard on myself and if I didn't achieve 100% of my goals, I thought I was a flop of a human being and completely spiraled. But I've come to realize over the years it really is about progress over perfection, and as long as I'm trying to better myself in some capacity, then that's okay. Anyway, taking a look at my August goals, starting off with my personal ones, I wanted to put my phone away for 2 hours a day. I'm not taking this one off just because I wasn't perfect with it every single day, but I was definitely a lot better. I had more good days than bad. I did read daily, so I'm going to take that one off. I didn't finish 4 books. I've read 1.5. And this kind of links back to the first goal of putting my phone away for 2 hours a day. If I had religiously done that and filled that time with reading, then I could definitely have read 4 books, but I didn't. So that's on me. But I think by the end of this month, I should have finished 2. There's still a couple days left. And I didn't do a digital declutter. I need to get to that maybe by the end of this month. I did my 8,000 steps a day. I did not do Pilates 10 times this month. I think I was really, I don't want to say delulu, but I really thought August I would turn a corner, and I have now, but my nausea and my vomiting, for lack of a better word, was bad until like halfway through this month. I have to give myself grace. I really thought like second trimester bliss. I really thought that was my journey and it just wasn't, at least not immediately. So doing Pilates 10 times a month just like didn't happen, and that's okay. We did pretty well with our financial goals this month. We achieved 80% of them. We did a no spend week. I vlogged that in case you missed it. We invested $1,000. We didn't speak with our broker just because I still need to finalize my taxes. I did save $1,500 for maternity leave, and we also donated. Our charity of choice this month was the Butterfly Foundation, which is one that's quite near and dear to my heart. Then for career goals, I wanted to sign 3 new sponsors, which we did do. I didn't post 4 to 5 times a week on Instagram and TikTok. I'm slowly getting back into like a good rhythm with it all. And then we're still working on our money diary series, which I really need to prioritize. I'm going to carry that over to next month. Then just quickly, we have our home to-dos. This is kind of like an ongoing list. You'll see these pop up every single month and we might slowly chip away at them. The only one we did was clean up the garden, and it's still a work in progress. Now quickly, before we get into the budgeting side of things, I wanted to talk through my goals for September. I really took my time this month. I sat down for like a solid 45 minutes to an hour, just like really thinking long and hard about how I wanted this month to look. I have a lot of travel coming up in September, like a lot. I have 2 almost back-to-back trips, both of them like work trips, which is so cool. I actually could not be more excited. I'm taking my mum and then my best friend Olivia, which is so special. And I know that we're just gonna have the absolute best time. It's really perfect timing as well with where I'm at in my pregnancy and just being able to get that last bit of travel out of me before I get too big. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm going to 2 places that I've never been before, which is even more exciting. So I can't wait to document that, and it's just gonna be so fun to vlog and like, yeah, I'm so excited and I feel so lucky. Like such cool opportunities. I never would have dreamed even a year ago or like a year and a half ago now, when I quit my job as a travel agent, that I would have so many travel opportunities. Both of these are with tourism boards at each respective place, and that's just like the coolest thing ever. That little old me. It does mean September is looking pretty jam-packed. I think I'm home maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks out of this month, kind of broken up a little bit. So I really wanted to not put too much pressure on myself, but like really be intentional with my time, plan ahead, be on top of my ish, so I can like really show up in the ways that I want to. So with that being said, let's get into our goals. Starting with personal ones, I want to start planning my baby items list. I have started dabbling with this and done some preliminary research, but I really need to finalize the list. I think I'm going to be like halfway through my pregnancy this month, which is terrifying. So I'd like to get that nailed. I would also like to book our baby moon. I'm going to reduce my screen time by 50%. I'm saying this with such certainty and confidence. I have decided to invest in a physical aid to assist me with this. It's called the Brick. I don't know if you guys have heard. I've seen a few people talk about it, but it's like it's literally a brick that you have to tap to unblock your apps, the apps of your choice. I feel like this is going to be a game changer for me, at least. I've set time limits on my apps. TikTok has a time limit. Instagram has a time limit. Do I ignore them every single day? Yes, I do. So I'm gonna give it a go. I'll let you guys know how I get on. Going hand in hand with that, I'm gonna finish 4 books. Again, saying it with confidence, manifesting it. And we're gonna do our digital declutter. For wellness goals, this kind of go hand in hand with lowering my screen time, but having mindful mornings, no phone until after my morning routine. 8,000 steps daily, Pilates, whoa. Okay, Furbo. Pilates 10 times this month and my Hydromela every day. I just need that little reminder. I don't want my nausea coming back. Then for financial goals, I was gonna do a no spend week, another no spend week, but just with me being gone, I don't see there being like a solid week where I'm home and not spending money, just like with everything I have going on. I think generally speaking, it's gonna be a pretty low spend month in general. We'll talk more about this when we get into the budget, but yeah, it's gonna be a low spend month, I think. Not saying that with a lot of confidence, am I? I was actually watching back on my September 2021 reset and I was so specific with my savings and investing goals, and I've just kind of dropped that because I just feel like it's the same kind of every single month. They do get a little repetitive. I'm like, invest $1,000, save $1,500. Like, of course I'm gonna do that, but there's just something about physically ticking it off and having that reminder and be like, I did that. I set out to do that and I did it. So I'm bringing it back, investing $1,000 this month and saving $1,000 for maternity leave. It was originally $1,500 was like the amount I was going for, but I've actually had a look at my budget. I've had a look at what's in my savings, and I've just like realistically worked out what our monthly budget is with like our bare bone expenses, and then thinking realistically about how much time I'm gonna have off. Like, I'm so lucky with the flexibility that this job provides me in doing social media. It's always been a hobby for me first and foremost, and I just feel like it's a part of me. There's no doubt in my mind that I will throw myself into motherhood and everything it entails. Like, I can't even imagine how hard it's gonna be and how beautiful it's gonna be, but I want to keep that part of me. Like, this is such an important part of me and like my life, and it's such a special time in my life that I just like naturally think I'll want to share. So I don't really see myself taking a lot of time off, if any. I think I'll just pull back on the paid partnership work that I do. So I don't have any like deadlines and I can just upload and post whenever I want. So of course that will affect my income, but it's not like I'm gonna make nothing. Like, I have passive forms of income. So that's the plan right now. I do want to have a bit of a buffer and some kind of savings that I can pull from those slower months. But yeah, I don't see myself taking like 6 months off realistically. I just see myself slowing down a little bit. But again, anything could happen, who knows? Next goal is to donate again. And I also want to try and do a sell and save this month. I want to try and sell 5 items. We actually have a ton of stuff in our garage, which that's definitely on the home to-do list before the baby comes. I feel like there's so many things. I look around my house, I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if this is like nesting. It's too early to nest, but like, I'm like, oh my God, we have to do that before the baby comes. I feel like I'm at a time crunch. Yeah, our garage, we really need to sort through, and there's a ton of stuff in there that I know I could sell. Then for career goals, I want to bring back the 50-50 FaceTime energy. This was actually one of my goals for 2025. I have started to reintroduce it on my TikTok and Instagram, but really just like peeling back, sitting down, talking directly to the camera. It's really easy sometimes to just like get B-roll and then do a voiceover, and I love that kind of content. It definitely has its time and its place, and there's like certain topics where I feel like it really fits that. But there are also things, topics, conversations that I want to have directly to the camera and just like have that FaceTime energy. I want to upload 8 times on YouTube, 16 times on Instagram and TikTok. I think the whole like 4 to 5 times a week isn't really working for me, because there's definitely some weeks where I maybe do 3 uploads, some weeks where I'm uploading 6, 7 times. This month I also want to start making pregnancy content. I put in brackets, be brave, because this is something I have a bit of a mental block about. Initially I thought it was because I didn't think anyone cared about that kind of content, and I didn't want to alienate such a large part of my audience that might not be pregnant or might not be interested in that. I've come to realize a lot of you are. I myself, like even before I had any plans to have children, were interested in seeing that. I just find it really fascinating. Initially I thought it was that, and I was like, oh, I need to get over that, and I have. But then I think like the root of it all, if I really think about it, is just like that fear. Maybe you could only understand this if you have been through pregnancy loss, but there's this I don't know, like waiting for the other shoe to drop, and like worrying that it's almost too good to be true. I think as things progress and as I get further and further into this pregnancy, I'm just having like more trust in my body and like more trust in that things are going to work out. But I think for the first like few months, I've just been really like holding my breath almost. And even after announcing it and sharing with the world, which was like the most special, exciting moment ever, and it made it feel so real, even after that, I found myself being like, oh, like I don't want to share too much because like what if, which is just so sad. And I don't want to look back on this pregnancy and be like, oh my God, I wish I'd shared this and I'd done this, but I didn't because I was so scared that something was going to happen. Like I just want to embrace every single stage. And also like, whether I share it or not, I'm not jinxing myself. I have to remind myself this. If I share something, that doesn't mean I'm jinxing anything. It's all such a mental battle, and it's something I'm really working through. And then final goal, carrying over from last month, I want to start my money diary series. Am I gonna have time to pull this off in September? Unsure, but we're setting the goal. Yeah, those are my goals for September. Let's get into the budget, shall we? We're gonna start by going over our August budget to see how much we spent, what we saved, what we invested, things that we did well, things we didn't do so well. Honestly, I'm gonna say right off the bat, August was probably one of the best months we've had budgeting wise in a very long time. And I would say it was largely thanks to doing a no spend week. I feel like that really reset a lot of our spending habits and definitely helped us save money. It was also a really good month income wise. Yeah, it was just like a good month, like a really, really solid month, and I'm really proud of us. Income, it was, like I said, a really good month. Nick got paid his normal amounts. I was expecting about $12,000 and I ended up making $18,445. I got paid out a pretty big brand deal from a few months ago. And then like YouTube AdSense, affiliates, that kind of thing. Miscellaneous, this was from Shopback. I cashed out $300. We love Shopback. Bills wise, it was exactly what we expected. Subscriptions, nothing really out of the ordinary. We did sign up for Stan, which is $25 a month. That is for the Premier League. It's really annoying. They swapped over from Optus Sport and it's a lot more expensive, $25 a month, but like Nick watches a lot of it, so it's worth it. I don't mind spending money on subscriptions or things that we actually use. Then for our variable expenses, we spent $634.57 on groceries. I think that $700 budget is definitely the way forward. I feel like that's a good amount for us. Spent $132 on petrol, $156 on the girls. That was for dog food for Elsie, I think. They're still on two different dog foods because Elsie is still under a year old, so she's on a puppy food. Mabel's on an adult food, but Elsie's about to turn 1, so we'll just be buying one pack of food, which will be so nice. I spent $200 on health. That was for a doctor's appointment, and I stocked up on some protein powder while they were having an afterpay day, so I actually got such a good deal. I think it was something like 45% off, and then Shopback were doing like 15% cash back or something crazy. One category we did go majorly over on was treating others. We spent $754. Like I said, we made a donation for the Butterfly Foundation, and then I also treated my family for afternoon tea, a really nice afternoon like high tea at Mount Lofty House. It was such a nice experience. It was for my mum's birthday, so we just covered that. I was like, I'll take the lot. One of the most incredible things about being in this financial position now is being able to give back and to like treat others whenever we have the opportunity. It's, yeah, one of my favorite things ever, and it's not something I take for granted. We were under budget for eating out, which is stunning. We only spent $76 on coffee, $67 on hobbies, nothing on transport. We did go over on shopping. It's still a category that like gets us every single month. I placed an LSKD order, and I also ordered this from the Iconic. I'm gonna blame it on being pregnant. $202 on miscellaneous. That was parking, and then I didn't know how to categorize this. Nick needed a new head shaver. This is like one of the benefits of having a bald husband is he never needs a haircut. He just shaves his own head. His was like 3 or 4 years old, so he needed a replacement. I wasn't sure whether to put that under shopping because it's not like, I mean, technically we shop for it, but it's not fun shopping. Then I thought about putting it under health because I put my own haircuts under health, and that's like a haircut tool. I don't know. I just put it under miscellaneous, but we can change that. And that was all. That was everything that we spent this month, which means we were $167.94 under budget, you guys. This has been a long time coming, hasn't it, guys? In terms of our mortgage payoff, we just paid our normal repayments, which I'll talk about this when we set up our September budget. We have actually chosen to reduce those. And then we contributed an extra $3,500. Also, savings wise, we had a really good month. We made more than we expected, so we threw any extra money. And also with having like a no spend week and just like actually sticking to our budget for once in a bloody lifetime, we were able to contribute extra, which was really nice. So we put $3,000 in our travel fund because I do want to book that baby moon ASAP, $1,500 into the home fund, $100 $150 towards car expenses. We invested $866.57. I use CommSec Pocket for my investing. And so I put the limit at $1,000, and then it depends what shares I'm buying and how many units. I put $5,344. This seems like a really random number, but this was one payment that I received. I put that back into the business for maternity leave and super contributions and any other expenses we might have. $400 into the gift sinking fund. We put $200 into our rainy day fund and $1,000 into the baby fund because baby stuff is expensive. And as I'm like doing research on baby items, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I know a lot of people, I have had a lot of people say like, don't buy things full price. You don't need so much stuff. And like, I'll definitely make sure to do my research and try and get things at a good price. But also, I feel like it's just a rite of passage as a first-time mum is to make those mistakes and buy things you probably don't need. Having a look at our spending overview, 29.6% of our money went towards debt, which is nice. 49.7%, so almost 50% of our money went towards savings. 14.8% on expenses, 0.3% on subscriptions, and 5.6% towards bills. I am so happy with that. That's like one of the best months we've had in a long time. Yay! Now we're gonna set up our budget for September. From August, we're carrying over $868.04. So something to keep in mind. I always start by inputting our income just so I can see exactly what we're working with. So I'm going to copy and paste over from last month because I can never remember for the life of me. This payday will be the 10th and 24th. Business, I always just put as the 1st. And I'm expecting about $6,500 from my business income. I know I have a lot of business expenses coming up in September, so I want to make sure I'm not paying myself too much. So we'll go with $6,500. Bills, I'm gonna again copy and paste over from last month. I promise you guys, setting up this budget really does not take long. Once you do 1 month, it's just a case of copying and pasting. I do need to change one thing though, the council rates. They've actually gone up to $165 a month, which is stunning. They were up for renewal recently, so it's increased by like $5-6. Again, gonna copy and paste our subscriptions over from last month and add $25 for Stan because that's a new regular subscription. I always try and budget my savings and my mortgage first. Just make sure all my bills are covered, so all my needs are covered. And then I'm also saving and investing before anything else. Yeah, in 2025, we've had a big focus on paying ourselves first. So saving and investing and hitting our financial goals before we do anything else. And then whatever's left over is like ours to divvy up between all of these different variable categories. And that's kind of how I've always done it, especially in those seasons I've had big financial goals. When we were saving for our wedding, when we were saving for our house deposit, we had a timeline kind of in mind, especially with the wedding, because there's a date that you're working towards. We knew we had $30,000 to save for our wedding and we gave ourselves like 18 months to save for it. That worked out to be just over $1,500 from memory every single month that we were saving for. So when I set up my budget for the month, that was one of the first things I put in there. I put my bills and our wedding savings, and then we could work everything out around it. And that's kind of what we need to do right now with preparing for baby M. And again, we have a bit of a timeline because like the baby's coming. We've got $7,819.03 and then $868 left over from last month. So let's say like $8,500. I am gonna budget $1,000 for travel because we do have that baby moon we would like to go on, and I don't think it's going to be a cheap one. We're trying to stick within Australia, but the destination we have in mind is quite pricey. $500 in our home fund, $150 for car expenses, nothing in emergency fund. I do want to invest $1,000 if we can. I'm going to leave all of these at $0. Oh, we do need to save money for the baby. We do. I'm going to say $1,000 for baby fund. I do also want to save $1,000 for maternity leave. How much does that leave us with? $3,169 plus the $868. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that $700 budget for groceries just because I worked really well last month. We'll go $175 for petrol. I don't think the dogs really need anything, but we'll save $150. I don't foresee any big health expenses. We'll save $50 for home, $300 for the cleaners. I don't think we have any September birthdays, so I'm gonna skip that. We'll leave that at $0. $150 for treating others, $400 for eating out because I am in my eating out era in pregnancy. I'm gonna budget $300 for social. Some of our friends have come back from the UK. They've been gone for like last year and a half. Our friendship group is slowly reuniting, and I foresee us probably doing some social activities this month. Even if it's just going to the pub or something. We haven't been spending a lot on coffee, so we'll go with $75. $50 for hobbies, $50 for transport. Shopping, again, I don't think we need much. We'll say $100. 50 for entertainment, 50 for books. I've bought a lot of books in the last month, so I think we're all good there. My TBR list is getting a little out of hand. I'm gonna budget $75 for date night. We are trying to prioritize that, especially in these baby-free months. We'll budget $25 for alcohol. Travel, I'm not sure how much we're gonna spend on travel, but whatever we spend, we're gonna pull from our travel fund anyway, so I'll leave that at $0. I'm gonna budget $50 for miscellaneous and, oh, car. This isn't technically car maintenance, but it's a car expense. Well, I guess it is. It's maintenance for being on the road. Our rego is due. We're gonna pay for the full annual amount, which is $668.22. I don't think I need to list that though, because we are gonna pull it from our car expenses sinking fund. We've been setting money aside every single month for rego and servicing. So there's money sitting in that sinking fund. So I don't think I need to include that. That'll just be added when we pay for it and we'll pull that. I show you how I use my sinking funds before, but if anyone's new here, so say we pull $650 from our car sinking fund, I'll just do a minus, so minus 650. It'll be added to the left to spend, so I'm pulling it from my savings, and then I would track that 650 on car maintenance, which is tracked in the savings and debt tracker tab. So that's automatically tracked, which is stunning. And then it'll show up here under car maintenance, 650. And then baby McGrath, I don't think we're gonna buy anything. Like maybe we probably should, but again, are we going to pull that from the baby fund? Probably. So that's kind of covered anyway. Oh, did I go over our mortgage? I already input these numbers because we did decide to reduce our mortgage to the minimum payments. We were paying, if we go back and look at the previous months, we were paying $2,082.25 for one half and $1,829.41 on the other half. We're now paying $1,922.77 and $1,613.12. So quite a reduction, almost $400 that we're saving every month. That is just due to interest rate cuts that we've had this year. We haven't made any changes to how much we were paying. We were just paying what we've always been paying, but we recently decided, like, baby on the way, we have more expenses, we have things that we want to pay for and buy. And I was also finding it really hard because we are making extra payments every month. I was finding it really hard to track how much extra we were actually paying. So we brought our monthly mortgage down to the minimum amount, and then I can clearly see what extra contributions we're making. And it also frees up almost $400 in our budget, which we don't necessarily need right now, but maybe later down the track when the baby arrives, we will. This might not make sense to anyone that's not from Australia, but we have something called a variable interest rate. So it fluctuates. It can increase, it can decrease depending on the economy. So for a while there, while inflation was pretty bad, we were experiencing a lot of increases, or those that were on a variable interest rate. You can have a fixed interest rate on your home loan, but not for as long as, I think in America you can have it the whole of your mortgage, like the life of your loan, like a 30-year loan, which is crazy to me. So having a look here, oh, $269.03 left over. Cool. Cool. We do also have $868 that we're rolling over from August. So I'm just gonna put $1,000 as an extra payment. Originally, our goal was to pay off an extra $50,000 of our mortgage this year. I would still love to achieve that, but just with where we're at in life right now, it's not my #1 priority. We have more pressing things that we're working towards. So our focus has really shifted to our savings and beefing up our sinking funds and saving for our baby moon and baby stuff. And where we can, we'll make extra payments. Cool, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's $2,900 on our variable expenses, which makes it a lower spend month. Fabulous. We're paying extra on our mortgage. We're putting hopefully $4,500 in savings, and I know we'll spend money on our car maintenance for that rego, and I'm sure stuff for the baby, but again, that'll come from that sinking fund. Cool beans. Well, that is my September reset. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I feel like this was very chatty. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. I hope you guys will have a wonderful September. I'm so excited for this upcoming month. It's going to be a really good one. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye guys.